Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to another Social Media Success for Professionals episode. I'm your host, Heather Holloway, and today we're jumping into the best practices for organic social media. That's what we're known here at Holloway Media Services is our organic social media. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. Look, I've been in social media for more than a minute, y'all. I started back in 2017, and I thought that taking my radio and television background and creating social content would be easy. I can do that, no problem. And so it began. I was creating graphics, I created videos, I was writing the copy, so many posts, so little time. Well, here we are in 2024, and let me tell you, my strategy for organic social media has changed dramatically. I know so much more now than I did, and today I'm going to share all of that wisdom with you so that you can make the social media algorithms happy so that they share more of your posts with more of your clients and your customers, and your pipeline is well, happy, and fed. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the number one secret to organic social media growth is engagement. Engagement, that two-way channel communication right there. Engagement is a clear indication to social media algorithms that followers like your posts. If they like your posts, then your audience will stay on the platform longer, which allows the social media platforms more of a chance to serve ads and make money. Because remember, social media platforms are businesses. They are there. They are advertising platforms first, and they want you to get paid just like you and I do. I mean, they want to get paid just like you and I do. So if you play along and engage with your folks, you will be rewarded by your content being shown to more people. So how can you get more engagement on your posts? Well, buckle up. Here we go, because I'm about to tell you. You first need to identify your target audience. Heather, target audience, what does that mean? Well, you need to think about who that person is, their demographics. Are they male, female, middle age, older, young? What's their job title? Even what they read, because once you understand who you're talking to and what information they are seeking, you can literally serve them valuable content that they want. And so once you've identified your audience, you're going to be able to determine what social platforms you should be on. And we strongly suggest to our clients that they have profiles on the top 3 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, plus LinkedIn, because we've seen so much success in growing our following on LinkedIn. If you know that your audience loves X, well, then you should be on X. If your audience lives for TikTok, guess what? You should be on TikTok. But not every platform is for every business. So consider starting with the big 4 platforms that I just mentioned. And if you find that another platform makes sense for you and your business down the road, add it to the mix. Whatever platform you choose, you'll want to stick to a consistent posting schedule that we'll talk about later, so keep that in mind when making your choice. Once you've identified the social profiles that you will be posting on, you'll want to optimize those social profiles. And great news for you, we have a previous podcast episode that dives into much more detail than I will here on optimization. So don't hesitate to go check out that after you finish listening to this episode. Of course, the show link is in the notes. So here's a quick recap for you. You'll want to keep the same username, profile photo, bio, and link for all platforms. Create a username that is same across all channels. Make your profile photo a professional headshot, especially if you're a coach, an author, a consultant, a teacher, or if you're in a brand, make sure it's your brand logo. Write a keyword-rich bio to share about who you are and what you do, and of course include a link to your website or your latest promotion or that call to action. For the previous episode, 5 essential tips for optimizing your social media profiles for maximum results, check the show notes for the link. So once you've optimized your profiles, you're ready to start working on your content mix. In my scope system, I outline the 4 content pillars for brands to follow. This mix includes valuable content for your audience, curated specifically for them. Look, social media is not cookie cutter. And it's not about AI. Curating content specifically for your audience will allow you to begin building trust with them and thus becoming an authority in your industry. The 4 content pillars of scope are narrative or stories, tactical, which are educational posts like how to's, purpose or identity. These are your values and your beliefs, and product or promotional posts because, after all, we are in business. Now, we all want to share how amazing our product or service is. When I first started, I was like, point me to the nearest rooftop. I need to shout this out to the world. It's only natural to feel this way about your own brand, but you can't use your social profiles to sell your products 100% of the time. Your audience will tune you out before you can even begin to speak, or even worse, you'll get the dreaded scroll by, where they simply just scroll on by your posts because to them, it's just another sales pitch. But there is an easy rule that you can follow to avoid this. It's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, provide TLC, tender, loving content, right? By sharing valuable stories with your audience. Like that precious little flower you just planted. You need to give it the utmost nurture and care in order to see it bloom. Well, with this sort of content, you want to provide value to your audience. The content should be informative while also entertaining. You want to leave them hungry for more. Think of it this way. Most everyone has a YouTuber or a core group of YouTubers that they like and follow, right? Why is that? In a lot of cases, you can get the same information from various channels, a million channels. They pop up all the time, but the choice comes down to between watching a video that gives you the deets, but is totally dry and boring. Most people will opt for the other person who gives the same info, but in a more entertaining and energizing way. So, for 80% of your content, you want to be delivering infotainment to your audience, a sweet blend of information and entertainment. And in doing so, you're going to build trust in your brand. And you're going to show folks that you are the authority in the industry, and also fun to be around. Only after establishing this should you use the remaining 20% of the time for promotion. Here it's like QVC time. We post about our services and how a prospect can work with us, which, hey, don't get me wrong. Even though we're only using 20% of the time for promotion, it is the utmost importance to get that in there. You need to give your audience a way to follow up with you or buy your services, which is why having a solid CTA, call to action, is vital to ensuring your audience takes the next step from simply being a fan to being a client or customer. But what content is valuable for your audience? Well, this will vary, of course. However, we do have some specific tactics you can use. Just like a beautiful pine tree after a winter's snow, the core of this content should be evergreen, which means no matter what time of the year, this content is in bloom. In other words, it's so good that anyone in your audience will want to share it at any point during the year or the next or the next. For example, a while back we recorded a how-to video, actually about how to record videos. I know, meta, right? And you know what? Despite technology moving at lightning speed these days, since we approached it with an evergreen strategy in mind, this video is still relevant today. In fact, hey team, let's share that video again. How-to videos also fill the tactical or educational pillar. How many of you have opened up YouTube and searched for how to do a tire change, right? Fill in the blank, doesn't matter. Replace windshield wipers, yep, it's there. How to make cookies, sure, it's there. Whatever you might be searching for, chances are there's a how-to video out there. But you don't have to stop at a video. You can take that next step-by-step process and create a carousel or motion graphic to repurpose that content for 2 more posts. One way to share a narrative or story is to take your audience behind the scenes. Humans are curious by nature. Don't give away any secrets, but show them something about you and your team that they may not have known before. And for a purpose post, you'll want to dive into your identity and share things like why you started your business, What's your mission statement? What are your values? What will allow your audience to align with you and better understand where you're coming from? Because if they align with you, if they feel something, if you can make them feel something, they will become a client. And finally, create posts about your product or service. We're not nonprofits here, right? We need to find creative ways to showcase to your audience how you can solve their major pain point. One idea is to share a review from a customer who loved working with you. Show of hands, how many of you look at the reviews first before buying a product or choosing a service? It is simply part of the buying process. It informs us, and social proof can go a long way. Showing potential customers how they could be impacted by your product or service positively through the story or a recommendation of a current client is pure gold. And once you know now what you want to create, you can start producing videos, photos, graphics, carousels, blog posts, motion graphics, polls. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. Podcast episodes, right? One thing that must shine through, though, with each of your posts is your personality. Being uniquely you will set you apart from others in your industry. It is your only barrier from your competition. It is so critical. It is so simple, but it is so critical. You must present authentically. And the best way to show off your unique personality is through storytelling. Look, when I say storytelling, I'm not saying you need to write a novel. Far from it. Storytelling can simply be using your own words like you would in a normal conversation. Like if you see me, I'm going to say, howdy friends, all the time, right? Think about your unique experiences that pertain to your brand. Talk about your coworkers or your teammates. Help, spark inspiration that way. Hey, remember that time when conversation can quickly turn into an invaluable, unique story that your audience will love and remember. They will see you as a real person, not just generic content perpetuated by a computer algorithm, and you'll establish a level of authenticity that will help you raise your brand above the rest. So now you have an idea of what you want to post and how you want to create content. Next, you need to consistently post to your profiles. And to be honest, for some, this might be the hardest step, devoting enough time to ensure you are posting consistently. Organic social media growth is a fantastic way to elevate your brand, but it only works if you are posting regularly. The time you invest will go a long way to achieving that goal. Now, with all that said, we do have some tips that will make it easier to keep to a regular schedule and give you enough content to appease the almighty social media algorithms. First, create a content calendar so you know what you're posting and when. We suggest starting with posting 3 times per week with valuable and meaningful content. Don't stretch yourself too thin by going for 5 or more posts per week. If you find you have the time and ability to increase how often you post every week, go for it. Awesome. But slow and steady does win the race here with organic social media. Find the right time to post content. We use a scheduling software that shows us the best time to post on Facebook, Instagram, or X. If you're scheduling natively, research data shows the best times to generally post on these platforms. For Facebook, it's Thursdays or Fridays between 1 and 3 in the afternoon. For X, weekdays between 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. And for LinkedIn, you should be posting between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. It's also super helpful to post videos and other content natively when possible. By this I mean, instead of adding a YouTube link to a Facebook post, post the video directly on Facebook. Remember, you want to play by the social platform's algorithm game, which means keeping followers on the platforms as much as possible. If you send them to YouTube, that doesn't make Facebook happy, so it's less likely to share your post with more people. Once you have your calendar of content ready to post, consider the best way to schedule all of your posts. Post to Facebook and Instagram using Meta Business Suite. Schedule posts on LinkedIn, or consider a third-party scheduling software that publishes to all the platforms for you. These tend to come with a cost, but it may save you time, so you'll have to weigh the pros and cons for your situation. We use Zoho Social and can post to all the major platforms, and it's been a real game changer for us. So now your profiles are optimized. You've got a clear calendar of content scheduled for all of your platforms. What do you do next? Well, It's the whole point of this episode. Engage with your followers. Come on, you saw that coming, right? Check in on your profiles at least twice per week. Even better, schedule it for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so you don't miss a chance to respond to a comment, like, or a reply, or invite a follower to like your page. Somebody may message you and want to work with you, so it would be advantageous to check your profiles. Remember to be yourself when replying to comments too. You're building a relationship with your followers, and show them and others who read the posts that you are trusted, that you are an authority, and you are relatable. They will pick up on any inconsistencies in the voice of your replies. So show up for your followers and they will show up for you. In fact, one of our clients is fans and volunteers helping to reply to comments about an event. We check profiles often, and sometimes our clients' followers reply to a comment before we even get a chance to. It's amazing. Once your profiles are rocking and rolling, you'll also want to promote your profiles anywhere and everywhere you can to continue to build that trust and your followers. Add your social links to your website, email newsletter, email signature, blog, podcast, print materials. Anywhere and everywhere you communicate, include your social links. When you're ready to create more organic social content, take some time and look back at what you have accomplished by measuring your results on your social platforms. Take a look at what posts perform well for your brand. Then create more of those types of posts with a new topic. And don't be afraid to let go of the types of posts that aren't working for your brand. Woo-wee! That was a lot of information for y'all. I hope you loved it. I hope you picked up some tips and you have some actionable items you can do. But we're not done yet, friends. For you lovely listeners, my team and I created a 2024 social media content calendar with up to 20 post ideas per month. If you were sitting there thinking, I don't know what to post, Heather, look, we did it for you. You can download this free content calendar to create posts for your profiles. Use all of them or pick and choose. The choice is yours. Download the free content calendar at the link in the show notes. And if you're sitting there thinking, thanks, Heather, this sounds great, but I don't have that time, don't worry. My team and I can help. We have packages for organic social media marketing for you to choose from. You can go with a total done for you package, or we can create content and you can post on your behalf. Check out the show notes for a link to review all of our packages. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate your time today. I hope this was valuable for you, and I hope you have fun posting your social media content. Happy posting! I'm Heather Holloway, and you've been listening to Social Media Success for Professionals. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me and my team. Hey, remember, check the show notes for resources and links to other episodes, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and follow button to be notified when new episodes are released.